Okay, today Indra hari ini Qingtian. So today I'm going to share about my most favorite brownie recipe. I don't know how to say this. Actually, I just try something like an accidental kind of recipe because I love brownie definitely. I also cut down refined sugar in my daily intake. And also another reason is I'm a nutritionist and I ask people to reduce or limit their sugar intake. So I have to be an example for them. That is the reason I start to practice within myself, and also I like to share recipe to my clients also. So that is the reason I feel like why don't I try this kind of recipes, and also it's healthy, guys. So why don't I shouldn't share this recipe to you all? So this recipe is for you if you are a person who like to eat something like crust or the side from the brownie. So this is your recipe, guys. So you're definitely going to love it. So let's go into our recipe today. So the basic ingredient in the brownie is sugar, egg, flour and chocolates. So in these four ingredients, definitely I remove egg, flour, sugar. So I have to replace these three things with the other, and also chocolate. Chocolate, you can use any types of chocolate. I always prefer dark chocolate or extra dark chocolate because it contains with a less amount of sugar, because I try to cut down refined sugar. Definitely in your food that always being processed is always contain hidden sugar, so you have to take note on your recipes or any food that you are eating which is already been packed from outside or pre-packed or convenient food. Definitely contain a little bit of sugar. You have to know about it. So in my recipe, definitely the first thing is you have to melt your chocolates. So here I use chocolate chips. It's more easier. I don't need to cut my chocolate, and this is the dark chocolate, guys. Use double boiling technique to melt my chocolate chips. And if you have microwave, if you want to use microwave, you can use it, but I'm a person who don't really prefer microwave, since microwave have a lot of side effects and it is not really healthy. So I'm not really a person who fan of a microwave. So that's why I like to use a traditional method. After melt your chocolate chips, then first thing you have to add is sugar. So sugar I replace here with coconut sugar. Why I use coconut sugar? Because coconut sugar, the absorption of the sugar inside your blood is more slower than normal refined sugar. That is the reason I replace it with my coconut sugar here. If you want to add something else, other sweetener like a stevia, you can go for it, but stevia I'm not recommend you to use every day or daily basis. Once in a while you can use it, or else if you want to use maple syrup, definitely you can go for it. But if you use maple syrup, you have to control your other liquid ingredients like oil, or you're going to add something like milk or anything in the future you want to add on in your recipes. You have to control the liquid amount, or else you have to add on more flour in your brownies recipes. After add on coconut sugar, you have to add on vegetable oil. You can use any types of vegetable oil. I use here is coconut oil. It's about half cup of coconut oil here. Then give a stir or mix it well until the sugar is fully melted. And the next one is I've added some tahini inside. If you want to add tahini, you can go buy it, but if you felt it is expensive, you can use egg, which is 2 eggs. If you don't want to use eggs, you can replace it with some flax egg. Flax egg, if you want to replace for 2 egg, means you have to add on 2 tablespoons of flaxseed powder, then 10 tablespoons of water. Then after add on water, let your flaxseed to soak well with the water about 5 minutes. Then after that you can add on inside the mixture. But here I like to use tahini because this is considered is a experimental recipe, because I read a lot about tahini and my house have tahini. That's why I trying tahini in different kind of recipe. After give some little bit of a stir or mix it all your ingredients, it's time to add some vanilla essence, salt, baking powder. It's time to add your almond flour, oat flour and cocoa powder. Here today in my today's recipe, I didn't use my cacao powder. I used cocoa powder, which is dark cocoa powder from Hershey's. The reason why I want to use cocoa powder, because I want to have the darker kind of a color in my brownie. That is the reason I use cocoa powder, and I use a dark cocoa powder. Then give a little mix to your batter. Just give it a proper mix. Let all of the ingredients to be bind well. So after mixing all your ingredients inside the batter, it's time to add more chocolates, guys. Yeah, definitely you have to add more chocolate because as I mentioned earlier, brownie is made from chocolate. Yes, if you want it to be more tastier, it's time to add chocolate. I add on some chocolate chips. It's about half cup of chocolate chips, but from the half cup of the chocolate chips I already take some outside, so the balance I already put inside the batter and give a stir. And after mix it, transfer it into a tray. Then after you transfer the batter inside a tray, it's time to add on your chocolate chips on the top of the brownie. Next is the most important, guys. You have to preheat your oven earlier, which is 180 degrees Celsius, and bake your brownie for 30 to 35 minutes. But the best time I can say is 30 minutes is just fine. But if you want to make it like a bit longer, 30 to 35 minutes, but don't go more than that. Please exactly follow this timing, because if you go more than that, your brownie can go burn. So if you don't want your brownie to be burned, please follow 30 to 35 minutes only. As usual, after baking, I always have the curiosity to taste my brownie while it's still hot. Because why? Because my whole house is fully smells like a brownie. So that is the reason I want to eat my brownie while it's still hot. When I cut my brownie while it's still hot, it's definitely easy to break. But if you want to cut your brownie once it's cooled down, that is the best timing. Please cut after it's cooled down. Then you will have very like a soft, crusty or crispy, the side will be crispy brownie. Last but not least, guys, this is a tips. It's a very important tips, because when you use melted chocolate and you're going to add egg instead of a tahini or flax egg, please be remember your melted chocolate should be in a room temperature at least, or it should be warm, because if you add your egg while your melted chocolate is still hot, you're going to make it a scrambled egg inside your brownie. If you want to prefer to try exactly this recipe, tahini, please go for it. You're going to love it and it's going to taste so good. I only taste the brownie, that is the reason I'm sharing to you all. Please enjoy baking at your home and stay safe. Please be careful, wear your mask, and also please apply sanitizer and keep washing your hands. Bye bye, guys. See you in my other video.